Hello everyone, this is TTOR. I will be hosting a live show on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to join the show, bring a working microphone and either a webcam or an avatar. The link to the room will be in the live chat of the streaming locations that the live stream will be streaming to. God bless. Hello there everyone! If you're watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR army, an army that is building itself up one subscriber at a time. Now before we get into the subject of today's video, I want to bring something to your attention really quick. YouTube censorship has been a thing for about a decade now, if not longer. YouTube censorship keeps getting worse and worse, and YouTube alternatives, like the ones that have sprang up since 2017, are more important than ever before. But with that being said, there are two YouTube alternatives in particular that if you are a fan of my content, you should definitely subscribe to me on and watch my content there instead of YouTube. The first one, of course, is none other than Rumble. Rumble is a YouTube alternative that is owned by Donald Trump's media company, which means that technically Rumble is Evil Orange Man's YouTube alternative. Millions upon millions of people use the site, and even people like me who basically are starting from scratch on Rumble and we weren't popular on other platforms, I'm slowly building up a following here on Rumble. We passed the 100 subscriber mark recently, and I'm getting great views on some of the videos, and even the videos that aren't getting great views, they're getting good views relative to my subscriber count, so Rumble has been very good to me. Rumble also is more free speech than YouTube is. There are topics on YouTube you literally can't talk about without getting your channel or individual videos taken down, but on Rumble, no such thing. You can talk about those topics all you want and nothing's going to happen to your channel. I also do my live shows on Rumble, the God TV Radio and the TTOR Show podcasts. And the reason why I do it on Rumble and my Twitter account is because I can play copyrighted music and fair use is actually honored on Rumble, whereas on YouTube it's not. So, if you are a fan of my content and you want to catch my live shows when they're actually live, I would encourage you to subscribe to my Rumble channel, check out my videos on Rumble, and be sure to watch my live shows when they happen on Rumble. The other YouTube alternative I'd like to bring to your attention is called Quarter. Quarter is an open source alt-tech alternative to YouTube that I started in May of 2022, and it is very good as far as a product goes. It has all the features and functionality you would expect from a site like YouTube, such as HD video upload capacity, including 4K. It also has public playlists, easy to use comment moderation system. You can live stream, you have free restreaming, but you also can do things on here that you can't do on YouTube. For example, you can post pictures instead of videos. You can post audio files instead of videos if you want to. You can write articles, which are like YouTube's community posts, but way more robust, and you can actually embed videos from any site on the internet in your articles, not just videos that are uploaded to Quarter. So, because of that, Quarter is very much worth your time just on a feature and functionality basis. In terms of freedom of speech, Quarter is so free speech that it's even more free speech than Rumble is. So, if you're looking for a true free speech site that is feature-rich and functional and is run by a content creator like me, who is like all of you content creators, someone who just wants to do his videos and not have to worry about censorship, Quarter is the place for you. So, With that in mind, be sure to join Quarter, upload your content to Quarter, and let's grow Quarter together today. So now that you know about my Rumble and Quarter channels, let's talk about the evolutionist internet user who got triggered by my recent video about how evolutionists claim that octopus and squid arrived on Earth via meteorites millions of years ago. The video itself, which you can see here on screen, this is the Rumble version of the video. It's been out for 3 days. On YouTube, it only has 26 views, but on Rumble, it already has 151 views, so obviously Rumble is a lot friendlier to young Earth creationist content than YouTube is. So the Rumble version is free for you to watch, and you can see what I said in the video. But if you go over to my Twitter account, you'll see an evolutionist user named Allow Me to Fix That For You, also known as Classic Game Boss. He got triggered by this video and said in response to me sharing the Rumble version, "Evolutionist study, get help. There's more to life than arguing against hypotheses." I responded by saying, "I will continue to expose the silly things that evolutionists say, and you cannot silence me." To which he responded by saying, "Nobody's silencing you, victim player. You've been taught to hate science, and it only makes you look bad. Squid coming from space is more realistic than an omniscient god who failed his plan so bad he sacrificed himself to himself." Wow, lots of rambling in that short little space, but first of all, he claims that I'm just playing victim and nobody's trying to silence me. Of course, I explain in the next post that I make why he's wrong about that and why he's lying about that. And then he says that I've been taught to hate science and it only makes me look bad. No, I have no problem with science that's based on observation. You know why? Because observational science, science that's based on observation in the present, doesn't disprove, debunk, or contradict my biblical worldview. It doesn't contradict the young Earth creationist worldview. On the other hand, observational science does contradict evolution, billions of years, and Big Bang cosmology in a wide variety of ways. As a matter of fact, this guy has it backwards. It's actually more realistic that an omniscient God created the universe, the earth, the sea, and everything that is in those three things over the course of 6 ordinary days 6,000 years ago by the speech of his mouth, than it is to believe that everything came into existence without any kind of intelligent intervention whatsoever in a long ago distant past that no one was around to observe or make historical records of. But as far as his claim that I'm just playing victim and that nobody's trying to silence me, I went on to explain. When you tell me to get help, you are saying I need to get off the internet and into therapy. As someone who doesn't need therapy, the only conclusion I can draw is that you are trying to silence me by convincing me to silence myself. And that is literally what he's doing right here. I mean, it's not very effective. It's not going to silence me at all. But that is what he's doing. There's no way around that. And so then he responds to that by saying, "By this logic, you are trying to silence scientists, but keep the double standards alive." Please. And so I responded to him by saying, "Not even close. I hope these scientists keep talking about their evolutionary propaganda because it makes for great video material." And so then he says, "Evolution is hard fact, and attacking an untested hypothesis is as irrational and delusional as it gets. Show me on the doll where the scientists hurt you." Now, he may believe that evolution is a hard fact, but the truth of the matter is that evolution is not a hard fact of science or reality. In fact, it's not even scientific. How do we know this? Well, when you look at the evolutionary paradigm of history, evolution, as we're taught in schools, occurred so long ago, and took so long to occur that nobody ever saw it at any point in history because nobody could live long enough to see it happen in action. And because they couldn't live long enough to see it happen in action, they couldn't record it as a historical event, and they couldn't set up an experiment to verify or falsify the hypothesis of evolution. Literally, the only way that you can believe that evolution is true is you have to believe all of the authority figures telling you that evolution is true, and you have to trust that they're telling you the truth and that they're not lying to you either intentionally or unintentionally. In other words, you have to have faith that evolution is true because you cannot verify it with the scientific method, which means that it's not science. And according to its own paradigm, it's not even history, because at no point in the paradigm is there anyone around to record what actually happened. So anyway, Classic Game Boss responds by saying, LMFAO, how badly do you need to be a victim? You have freedom of speech, but so do I to disagree with your silly mentality of attacking scientific hypotheses before even being tested, and to call out your BS. Full stop. A social media comment can't silence you, censored. And I said in response to that, I know that a social media post can't silence me. So do you. That's why you're upset when I talk back to you. And that is the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen. What I have observed on the internet over the last basically 6-7 years is that a lot of these atheist content creators basically live in an echo chamber on the internet. They watch each other's content, they give each other high fives, pats on the backs, thumbs up, and all that jazz. And it's like, oh yeah, you really stuck it to that Christian. Oh, you really showed that creationist. But as soon as an intelligent creationist like myself starts responding to the things they say, they instantly fall apart, they instantly fold, they instantly resort to ad hominem attacks, and they become the very person that they claim creationists like me are. It's a very fascinating thing to observe in real time. So then Classic Game Boss says, you immediately played victim and pretended I was trying to silence you by daring to respond with an opinion. It's your typical Christian persecution complex. You're the one who got upset at my reply. I just asked why you care so much. To which I responded, you wish I was playing victim, and you wish I was upset by your posts. Reading your posts is actually making me LMAO. To which he said, your first post was literal victim playing, but okay, you enjoy your free speech and I'll enjoy mine. Nothing nefarious going on here. You're right. There's nothing nefarious going on my end. Your end is a little different, though. You immediately accused myself of playing victim when I pointed out that you were trying to silence me in a soft way by telling me to get help. Now, whenever I or anyone else tells someone you need to get help, in virtually every context that phrase is used, it's always used to refer to somebody who is crazy in some way, and that in order to solve their problem, they need to get off the internet or stop doing what they're doing and whatever it is they're doing, and they need to go get some therapy, get some counseling to deal with that issue so they can get back to being a functional member of society. When you tell someone to get help in response to them exposing an evolutionist claim that was put out in a study in 2018, well, I'm going to conclude that you're trying to silence me. That's what any logical person would conclude, and of course, like me, they'd laugh at you. Because I'm not trying to play victim at all. You're incapable of victimizing me. Even if you weren't just saying, hey, get help, even if you were trying to get me canceled from the entire internet like that YouTuber Traffiton recently tried to do to my friend Tom, wouldn't work against me. You see, my mind is stronger than your mind. If you didn't want me to talk back to you, you shouldn't have commented on my post in the first place. But because you did, you reap the consequences. And you clearly could not handle me talking back to you. Well, folks, that's all I have for you in this video. Just another documentation of the kind of intellectually weak, mentally weak, snowflakes that make up the evolutionist atheist community, and how they cannot handle when a Christian/creationist talks back to them. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.